Hello, welcome to another one of my videos. This one's going to be fun. The craziness in this video is going to astound you. This one's about Scott Dennis. I saw one of his comments on an atheist experience video. They were talking about if they would believe in God if they saw a hallucination of him. Of course they said no, and then I saw this comment from Scott Dennis. Take a look. Right away, anyone can ignore this comment as crazy talk. All you need is an accurate definition of the word hallucination, which is something that appears to be real, but isn't. And also, it's not rational to say that the world we know, everything is subjective. It's more rational to say that our brains are interpreting a objective world. But I wanted to see how far down the rabbit hole Scott goes. So I wrote this comment. It is really crazy to believe anything you see. I mean, without confirming it with someone else. If someone saw a unicorn trample around with magical powers, they would want to look to their friend or someone they know and say, "Hey, do you see this also? I want to know I'm not hallucinating." But not to Scott. This is what he wrote. That's right. He said if we hear it, see it, live it in any way, it's fucking real. But that doesn't match up to what we know about reality. We know the brain can play tricks on us with hallucinations, false pattern recognitions, etc. So we know what we see isn't always real. Here's an example. Take John. John is at a concert. He's enjoying himself, and in the distance, he hears what sounds like a friend of his. So he looks over and sees this person and sees he looks like his friend also. So John is convinced this is his friend. He walks over to have a conversation and finds out it's not his friend. This person resembled his friend, okay? Sounded like him, looked like him, but wasn't really him. Now, according to Scott's argument, which is reality is subjective, everything we see, hear, or live in any way is real, then when John walked up to his friend, that should have been his friend, because that's what John saw. He saw his friend, heard his friend. That should have been his friend, but it wasn't. This happens all the time. It's like if you lose something in your house and you're looking around for it, items around the house start looking like that. You'll see in a bowl something sticking out and you go over there and pick it out. Oh, this looked like my keys, but it isn't. This happens all the time. That's because our brains are interpreting objective reality, not subjective. It's really that simple. Then I try to explain how can we know what's real or not. And I wrote this. Yes, I called him crazy in that comment, because he is crazy. Some of the stuff he comes up with is just craziness, and you'll see later on. It's not just crazy, it's advanced crazy. Then just look at this next comment of his. Check it out.
A voi miei signori io voglio narrare la storia che tanto.
So I'm going to break this comment up into two parts. First address the question he asked. How do we know people are real? Well, we wouldn't be able to confirm much if people aren't real. Say a scientific experiment. If two people are seeing different things and we can't confirm what is real or not, then we really wouldn't have any scientific discoveries at all. Let me give you an example of how we know someone is real. We can go back to the John example. John is at the concert, but this time he's with his friend Tom. They're both enjoying themselves. And again, John hears someone that sounds like his friend. Let's call his friend Pete. So he looks over and sees someone that looks like his friend Pete. You know, the same one that made the sound. So now John has heard and seen his friend Pete, and he is convinced that Pete is at that concert. Well, Tom is there and says, well, wait, Pete's supposed to be at work, and plus that guy is way too tall to be Pete. So we have two conflicting views. So what do we have? We have both of them walk over to this person to confirm if it's Pete or not. Then they find out it's not Pete. That's right, Tom was there to confirm that what John was seeing was real or not. It's that simple. By Scott's argument, of course, again, reality being subjective and anything we see, hear, or live in any way is real, then both positions should have been correct. But that's not what we see. What we see is one is wrong and one is right. It doesn't make sense that John created Tom in his reality to disagree with him and then confirm that he was wrong. This is how we know people are real, because we have conflicting views and ideas, and that we can confirm which ideas and views are correct. It's really that simple. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of Scott's comment again.
Voglio narrare la storia che tanto mi fa disperare. Son già 7 mesi che vedo cadere dal capo i capelli pian pian. Ormai son pelato, deluso, avvilito, non so quali cure adottare.
Then Scott goes on to talk about demons on the wall, if he saw a demon that I or him didn't. But right after that, he tries to say I'm using the appeal to authority fallacy, which is not right. I'm not appealing to what people already believe or know, but what I need them to confirm. There's a big difference. And as we go on, you're going to see that Scott really doesn't care much for accurate definitions. He actually makes up definitions for words. We'll get to that later. Moving on, he then starts to argue for me, for objective reality. He does. With the whole blind people analogy, he says that the walls are colored even if anyone sees it or not. And I quote, I'll show the comment again.
Ormai son pelato, deluso, avvilito, non so quali cure adottare. Ma senti cosa dice quel po'.
That's right. The walls are colored if anyone sees them or not. That's right. If Scott was right, then the walls would be colorless to the blind people because they live in a subjective reality. But that's not the case. As I pointed out, we can have someone else confirm this. I really don't understand. I mean, he's kind of arguing for me at this point for objective reality. He just doesn't realize it. And he's failing to describe actually what appeal to authority fallacy is. It's very funny. Now, I had to ask him again, for serious, that if he really did see a demon, if he would believe it was real or not. And this is what he wrote. So he said yes. I had to confirm, but he said yes. If he saw a demon, he would believe it was real. I had to ask this again because I don't think he understands how incredibly insane this is. Like, if we go outside, we can see the sun moving around the earth. That must mean he believes the sun revolves around the earth. And the same thing for the moon. At night we see the moon being larger on the horizon than it is high up in the sky. So he must believe the moon changes sizes, grows bigger and small, compared to where it is in the sky. This is insane. Can you imagine how many optical illusions he would have to believe are real? This is insane. This is where these people have created a reality to fit their fantasies so they can do whatever they want, live however they want, and no one can tell them they're wrong. It's really, really crazy. Now, First, the second part of the comment, I thought he was contradicting himself, but then I realized he is saying that we can't have reality with hallucinations or hallucinations without reality. Well, this doesn't make sense, but that's because this is Scott's definition of reality. Take a look. That's it. His definition of reality is anything we see, hear, or live in any ways. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some real definitions of reality. Go ahead, take a look.
Southfield. Living is easy with ice cubes. World is swimming, electric eels. Talk serious to me, brother. Swimming natural, saving the seals. There are 4 me's living all got together. To keep an even keel. You gotta take life serious. Smoking banana peels in between meals. I was all pumped up about it. Let's all break it down and kneel. Smoking banana peels sound like this.
Or it appears that Scott has changed the definition of reality, as long as with hallucinations and with the appeal to authority fallacy. Sure, it makes sense to say either everything is real or hallucinations, as long as you go along with his made-up definition of the word. But if we can just change definitions of words how we feel, then we can make anything make sense. Really, I could say dog bite monkey wrench ass and say I just proved string theory because I changed the definitions of each word. But see, I'm not crazy. I understand why we have definitions for these words that we use and why we can't change them. Then of course later on, Scott says that these definitions are opinions. Check it out. Well, then we have another person who joins in the fun. Let's check out what they said. See now that Scott has no idea what demonstration means. Really, he doesn't. He thinks if you see it, it's been demonstrated. Then of course, the person Pat, he didn't even respond to his last comment, which actually was a really good comment, really good argument against his argument, and Scott just ignored it, of course. Then after that, Scott went downhill really fast. Check it out. That's right. He thinks insanity is knowing way too much anyways, so whatever. Let's look at a real definition of insanity. Yeah, we can add insanity to the list of words that Scott just doesn't know the definition of or just chooses to change it. This is insane. And this is where I'm going to end this part 1 of the Scott Dennis saga. Join me for the next one when someone new joins in and Scott gets even crazier. I mean, like over the rainbow crazy. Thank you. Have a good day.